Hello once again and welcome back. Thanks for joining for another Hardcore Vanilla Minecraft. I'm Hambbage and glad to have you here. We are in the midst of a project and pulling back up our world here. Tyrion would love Minecraft. Maybe. I kinda think, he would view it as a little bit of a pastime beneath him, maybe. would be would be my guess. All right. When we last completed, we had tried to correct what mistakes we had already become aware of making. Now I know you're just kind of getting up to speed here, world. Ooh. But we want to. I guess this is a little easier. Some of them won't work on all, but we'll do the outside next. Well, maybe. I don't know. This feels a little tedious. Now, what we do have that we didn't have in Pat, and of course, I say all this, we were excavating in the last one, so no big deal there at all. But what we have in this world as an advantage is that we don't have how's it already night again? That's dumb. I don't know if that's how that would really get handled in like a real world building situation, but it's how I'm handling it. Can we reach here? What? Oh man, why did I even do that when I could just do this? Oh, let me get some torches out on these. Let's just sleep though for now. And I think we're temporarily done with dirt. As soon as I say that, we're going to need some dirt. I don't know if I ever finished the thought. And I also recall that I didn't finish the story I mentioned that I previously didn't finish. Not that, I mean, now it's just can never live up to any kind of hype or expectation, but without immediately knowing what how are we gonna get that's some skills right there, guys. Witnessing a legend. Okay, so what we didn't witnessing a legend falling off his own wall. Man, oh man. What we didn't have in the last world, we didn't need it because we were hollowing out from underground, was scaffolding. We can now, as this roof comes up, we can just throw some scaffolding, climb up, and not have to, worry about ladders, keeping it all level or anything like that. Again, this is the main concern. What we do with this wall to keep the Monsteros at bay, I don't know. But if we fill all the way around here at least, and I was still haven't completed the job that I set out to do, which was to put up all these little torches. One thing at a time. Okay. Nope. Alright, close. The worst part is, we'll probably not need any of these. Oh, I don't mind. So story. I got all diverted and was talking about the U.S. school system grades and all that, but the story was really that, and it's not a story. It's so much as just a thing. One of my early childhood, and he was, I think he was like an assistant principal, and maybe retired by the time he would have been like a teacher for me, or I just didn't have him in that grade. I don't remember. The size of my elementary school, and that was kind of what I was talking more about. Like what the grades were, and that some of the schools were more neighborhoods and all that. I think by a point I was at the, I think, I'm so all over the place. I don't know why either. Just got out, didn't really disconnect from what I'd been doing here, but definitely stepped away for a bit. I verified that today I was more traditional to myself in the kind of upload process. So I was loading today's first video where we nearly died in conjunction with recording the last, even though those were separated a little bit, it was still running. So I verified that it had completed and got another one. The last video just started up, and all that seems to be pretty well in hand. Here, I think we're going to go glass. Here, we're definitely going to go glass. And then this should line up across the room. And glass. So, we're not at all secure on the rest of this. Oh, I don't know if I need a trim or what. Last episode, I bumped the mic scratching my whiskers. This time I got like a curvy facial hair poking me in the lip. I don't know. It's Saturday, man. I'm not going all in. But anyway, man, this story is just like, man, just give up now. You don't have it. You never did. It's already over. Anyway, so we had this assistant principal. He was never my teacher. He was either gone or just teaching different classes. But we had about 3 teachers per grade level in our little schools. That's where I would need the dirt if I was worried about it. And I don't even remember what this guy. It was a gentleman. I don't remember what. I think to the extent that they even taught subjects to kids that age, I think he was maybe like a science-y teacher. Maybe I'm just making that up. I don't know. But he had one saying, because he kind of did the assembly stuff, as I recall. At least a couple things that stood out for me through all these years. Clearly, look, how crystal clear the recall is, right? He always, one time there was this pond across the main road from the school, and being in the upper Midwest, there was, at parts of the year, it was fully frozen solid. And you could go. I think they had a little, neighborhood, but a family-run skating rinks out on it and all that. And there's times in the upper Midwest when as much as any ice can ever be perfectly safe. I mean, even little ponds were perfectly safe, right? They're maybe 3 feet deep at their center, and they're frozen with 8 inches of ice all the way around. So there's not, even if it did crack or you fell through, you would get your foot wet. I went the wrong way to my house. That's great. Can I even get? I guess we've got to break the boat now. We got another boat. Oh, what is that? Hang on. Unacceptable. Did I know this was here? Not cool, man. What's that flooding? I wonder. Definitely a hole. Sheesh. Well, my apologies, monsters down in that hole. As the landowner, I feel horribly responsible. All right. Let's go check on the lava oven. I don't know. Framework? Oh, we're definitely going to make scaffolding while we're here. I don't know. Did we ever have scaffolding at any point? I think we had gotten some bamboo in one of the worlds, but I don't know if we ever made scaffolding out of it. Not, not quite as right, but we weren't there nearly as long either. I mean, this is going to get down to kind of quick. You don't have to dig up a bunch of dirt or lift sand or all that kind of stuff to get through. But we can go over to the quarry. We can flip the fields, all that good stuff. We're gonna full on reload what we do have. Oh my! Oops. Okay, let's go away from the lava supply. That was my main concern. Like, don't worry that your feet are on fire. Worry that you don't want to ruin what lava's here and turn it into obsidian. My, how times have changed. Normally it would be the exact opposite. Yeah. We should maybe get a... That's not a torch. We don't have any torches. We should get a torch. So among other things, we're going to make some torches while we're here. No. So this guy, young kids school, younger age kids school, and I remember vaguely, I don't know why, but it was like spring kind of thaw time, and in a school assembly, so everybody's all together, he was making the point that they didn't want kids going across the street and playing on the frozen ice of this little pond. It was no longer safe. I didn't put those in. Let's get some torches, though. Remember, focus on the task. I had torches. I tell you, I amaze myself sometimes. I live with this. We'll leave... I think we're over-torched at the moment, but we're going to leave a bunch of torches over there. We'll make this like a tool resupply run, and then we'll focus on materials next time. So, spring thaw. The ice is beginning to break up and around the areas, and probably, not... I don't recall that there was ever any incidents right around us, but somewhere in the surrounding areas, I'm sure somebody went through the ice and may not have been killed or seriously injured even, but if it had made the news or whatever, I'm sure that would have gotten a cautionary talk to the students, right? That's one of the functions of school administrators. So he was warning us, and it would have never stuck in my mind so much, but throughout this whole deal, he was talking about how we don't want to scare you. We want to prepare you. And that was like his catchphrase. And whatever reason, that was the one where it caught for me. And I'm a little kid, right? This is, like, think the kids in Christmas Story kind of school interactions, right? I'm that type of age when I first heard one of these. And I remember, like, so many times that apparently was his short straw on the staff. But he had to be the guy to, like, tell us to be aware of strangers. Tell us not to mess around at the bus stop because you could fall down and get run over by the bus as it pulled up. All those kind of things. And then every time it was, these talks aren't to scare you, they're to prepare you. And this was how he chose to repeatedly address assembled students at a grade school, young kids school. It always struck me as funny. The other thing, and for all I know, memory has jostled these things around, and I'm totally misremembering by this point. But the other thing that I associate to him, or some other teacher in his capacity, and I don't. He was certainly never my primary teacher in a grade, but he may have taught some things. But for whatever reason, I don't even remember having like a little kids finance class. But I think that was kind of why it stood out. I don't even need to chop, I don't think. Let's just take 2 stacks. I didn't want to chop, just we can use an iron sword for that, and that's another thing like spiderwebs that will chew up a diamond sword, so we'll save it a little bit. But he also, I attribute to telling the story about wanting to buy a winter coat. I can't remember the context of this at all, but this guy was like, yeah, so I decided I wanted a winter coat, but instead of buying it at the beginning of winter when everybody was buying coats and they were on, or there were a bunch of them in the stores, everybody had coats and everything. It's like, I just kept wearing the coat that I had for the year. Well, you guys can guess the story, right? The deal was he waited until all the way through the winter, and each time they marked the price down, and then finally by the beginning of spring, when the store was trying to advertise all their, beach vacation clothes and all that kind of stuff, whatever, short sleeve shirts and shorts and all that, he was able to get a really good price on this winter coat, that they still had one or two of, and he just kept his eye on it and kept watching. So random. And again, this couldn't possibly live up to 2 episodes of, hey, I haven't finished that story, but I try not to leave things hanging, and that had been what I'd been alluding to, was this guy, and we want to prepare you. We don't want to scare you, or more often, we don't want to scare you, but we want to prepare you so you're ready to. I often think that in Minecraft, I don't want to be scared, but I should be prepared for whatever comes my way. So, that rambling narrative aside, we also, that had reminded me, we also had this principle. And again, I'm significantly older than kids that age that may be watching this stream, but, nowadays, and everyone always says that they have it better than the generations before, right? I don't claim that. I don't think that's necessarily true. But I do know that the world we all live in has certainly changed over the years, and one way that it's changed is whether it's directly in schools. Oh, I already had a bunch of bad over there. Oops, now we got more. Whether it's in, man, I struggle so much as I'm trying to switch between tasks to keep the focus on talking. I'll try to improve. I remain aware of it. At least that's something. Maybe we should set up a box for paper, sugarcane too. But yeah, corporal punishment. When I was a kid, when my parents were kids and others, the idea that you would get rapped on the knuckles by a teacher with a ruler or something like that. When my dad in the UK was a kid, it was straight up. You may not get a full-on whipping, but you might get caned by the headmaster. And they had a process. It wasn't just, it wasn't the horror stories that you may imagine, but. Yeah, corporal punishment was a real deal. Well, by the time I'd come along, that was certainly out. Kids were not getting punished physically by their teachers, but we had this principle. And the only time, as little, this guy was gone by the time I was probably, in 2nd grade, and the only time as little kids we would see him is he would help kind of patrol the lunchroom as little kids. As all the kids in the grade school ate. That was, he helped the, lunch ladies who were serving the food or whatever, and, he and the other non-teachers would, would kind of keep an eye on the kids, prevent the food fights from breaking out and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, you guys know what I'm thinking here, but I'm not gonna do it yet. I don't think we need chests yet for sugar cane because we still need a bunch of paper. So let's come over here. But yeah, he would walk around, and if you were out of control or whatever, his no nonsense deal, he would just walk up behind you and would like this, and he was at that age, he was probably like a World War II vet kind of guy, right? Who would have been, in that young adult age. It kind of maybe after that, maybe I'm just remembering as a kid and giving it too much, but I think that somebody that was getting close to that age of retirement in that era would have been about that. And I have no idea how old he really was or young or anything like that. I just, as a kid, he was the old principal at the school, and you kind of attribute that stuff more through imagination and expectation as a little kid than you do any kind of sense of reality. But this guy was clearly he was the authority figure, and he was. It would be fascinating to have ever had any contact with him beyond a 10-year-old, but he came in, he knew business, and he would walk up and down the lunch tables, and these were long, rectangular, because you're little kids, right? So they're probably all benches, I think, and spray asbestos on the ceilings because they hadn't really gone through and cleaned all that out of all the schools yet. It was becoming a deal when we were kids in school. I know that was a deal. Like each year, one school in the district would get closed down for the summer, and they'd gut it because they knew there was asbestos in there. So yeah, lots of that kind of stuff. But this guy would walk around this lunchroom, and if you were too loud, I don't know, remember what the rules were. It wasn't like we were throwing food all the time or whatever, but if you were acting up or not following whatever the rules were, without saying a word or anything, and watching the kid sitting across from you's eyes widen as he approached, he would just walk along and then turn, and with this just iron grip, take you by the shoulder and just give you a shake. And I mean, this wasn't like a beating or anything, but it was straight up. You felt it. It wasn't a gentle squeeze on your shoulder. I mean, he was right there holding your bones in place, right? And then he'd give you this shake, and your head would kind of go and all that, and then he'd give you a little word of, hey, this is what I saw you doing. You need to stop that. It wasn't mean spirited or anything. I don't think. I don't think he was some kind of abusive guy that was going around. That was just kind of the way, a dying out way at that time of getting children to literally snap back and snap like a yo-yo, right? He was, and nowadays you think about with all the, I don't think it was that hard or anything, but you think back all the concussion stuff. Some mom or something that came in, if they ever saw that, I mean, it would be on the news. It would be like, my poor little precious flowers were getting shaken but I mean, that was just the deal. And kids learned pretty quick. Well, you can't just scream at the top of your lungs inside or whatever. I think those were kind of the deals, right? Or, you were hitting or pinching or something like that. I don't know, but I just remember that, and I don't think I got it more than once or twice, but I think kind of everybody did, right? Well, like I was a bad kid or anything in school. I think far the opposite, but I think at that age you need that little bit of correction. So we're not doing anything. It's because I'm really wondering what other tool type stuff would be beneficial, and it's kind of freezing me really. I know I don't, no matter what we bring over there, we're going to kind of be piecemealing until we ferry over a few loads and then can really get after the building. And I'd like to have enough materials on hand when we get going to, we're still very good on supply, and we got plenty of those for now. I'd really like to to be able to stockpile enough so that we can at least outline and get a feel for what the building shape is going to be when we finish up. So I apologize. I'm kind of just rambling here and talking a little bit. We'll take over what we've got. We'll come back, do the fields, maybe go to the quarry and just get a bunch of sand so that at some point we can flip over and do the just glass manufacture as opposed, because I kind of on the back, we've already got the posts, we'll have windows, we'll do like a rectangular rim of stone around the upper edge, but then, or maybe, I don't know, we got so much stone now, maybe we continue. Would you ever use stone brick for roof line? The support's going up, but yeah, maybe not. Maybe we use some wood for the actual roofing. So maybe more directly, let's just unload all this, these torches, and this glass. All right, now we're good. Let's go. We could really use another couple shovels. Oh, we got shovels right here. Take this partial one and make up a bunch more, and we'll just go straight to the quarry. Whatever further stone we get will hopefully get us close, and then we'll switch over production on our so many more shovels than we need. Shh, don't worry, it'll be fine. In fact, we'll maybe leave one here. Just, in case when we come back and need to do landscaping, we've got one. Alright, now, off to the sand. Oh, I love those jungle trees. The vines hanging down, they're so distant from so far away. What we maybe should do eventually is climb up and hang a few lanterns up in the branches so they're all lit up at the top. That would be pretty nice if we're coming home at night. Fun thing, there's always fun little things you can do to make a world cool and add just little bits here and there, I think. So, and that's, again, why I kind of want to keep it slow. And thinking back as I've been out, kind of walking around and stuff, enjoying the nice weather today, thinking back, that's really part of why we're part of the hidden cost. All this talk that I do about, like, yeah, you rush to the end and you miss out on a lot. And I'm not changing that stance at all. I really do feel that's a factor you have to take into play when you're rushing to the end. You're going to miss out on some of these experiences, and things like lighting a tree with lanterns doesn't mean as much if you've already moved on to, I'm going to make a 20-kilometer bamboo field harvesting machine that flies through the air, right? That tree becomes less significant. I don't know. It's just kind of that kind of stuff. But on the flip side was very evident today. If we'd been pushing harder, maybe we would have already had feather falling on our boots, all those things, so there wouldn't have been quite as much peril as we go. And when we do these building and gathering things, that's, when you get exposed to more possibility. I think those are the same bees that we've seen on a few boat trips. Last time when we were looking to double check where we were going to actually build our villager outpost, that was a consideration. So those two, they may be escapees from the bee farm that we've got going, but that's okay as long as they kind of spread the bee word that our farm is where it's at. I'm down. Can kind of be our advertising. So we here here we are digging sand again. We'd been, a half an episode since we last dug sand underwater, and I just can't get enough. All of these past 4 worlds prior to this one and everything we've done, it's really just that I have a deep, deep personal need to dig up virtual sand and pile it away. And I'm glad you guys are all helping make that happen. Let me live the dream. I have not done any further research on the guava. Now that we're a part of the official guava jelly gang, I kind of expect, with Amazon and everything that we have out and about and available, that I could find if there are other guava-based products around, but it never really seems to occur to me when I'm not playing this game, which is probably okay. For one thing, everything that I've heard so far is pretty sweet and not really stuff I really make a habit of eating. And that, in one way, that's right? If I was ever gonna have any toast with jelly or jam, whatever, I would be better served to only do that when it's a special treat, like when you have a generally uncommon or not just, it's not like just, hey, I got another jumbo jug of strawberry jam, I'll slather it on the bread, right? When it's something that you're not going to see again for a long time, you use it a little more sparingly. So that would help. But on the flip side, if I have it around, then I'm going to be more inclined to eat things that I know aren't particularly good for me, like loading up on toast when I don't need to. And the only other things that I really know of for using guava in are beer. Don't really need a lot of beer. The beer that I do have, it varies, but I don't need to go out of my way to have extra fruity flavor added to beer. I actually like the taste of beer, so there's that. And then the guava cheesecake I just heard about the other night that I shared the story of, and I certainly don't need cheesecake in my life. Again, she had the right customer in mind. If she had a group of people that were interested and was like, you guys should really try the guava cheesecake bites. If it was like they're bite-sized and yeah, I can have 1 or 2 and not feel like I'm, just taking down a whole piece, I'm in. I'll stand up and be counted for 1 or 2 pieces, get a good taste of that. But again, those are temptations. They're fun things to hear about and think about, but they're also things I don't really want to run wild with too often. So I don't know. But I don't know what else guava's in. Again, I heard that there's some kind of a guava paste, and I don't know. I think that would be what you would use if you were making a jelly or some kind of a dessert or something with the guava flavoring. But honestly, I don't. This is all stuff that when I'm playing or like when I'm out on the walks and stuff, these are the kind of things that'll go into my mind. I still don't really know. Is guava a single specific fruit, or is it a blend, a certain blend of more familiar fruits that just when they're combined in such a way have what's become known as that flavor? No idea. Could be any of that stuff. And, as a lifelong favorite of mine, I really feel like I'm being neglectful now that, we all have internet we all have access to the internet, and I should find out. So someday I will I'll regale more fun facts of the guava for the guava jelly gang members. But for now, our gang collects dues, but we don't really do anything yet. We're really, really a little bit more of a poser gang, but we're working on it. We're trying to get Salty to buy in, since he wasn't there for the expansion of the friends and the naming of guava, and he's pretty upset. I mean, Salty is a good name for him because he's a little salty about the fact that Guava the parrot got the Guava Jelly gang kind of sort of named after him. I mean, it's not like we're running around just pretending to be a bunch of parrots or something. No, it's really all about the mission of spreading the word of Guava Jelly, its greatness to the rest of the world. But he feels like, his first pet, he's being slighted. It should have been like the salt. I don't know, salt crystal gang or something. That sounds a little methy. Maybe not the salt crystal gang. I don't know. He's sulking. Kind of hangs out down in the basement. Can't get him to come outside and chase a ball or anything. He'll straighten out. He wants to be included though. He doesn't want to feel like he's not a part of the gang. If that's the gang, he wants to be in. But I don't know. We'll get him a chew toy or something. He'll be right as rain. Someday we'll let him go after some skeletons. That's really what'll put him in the right mood. Well, just going along. We're going to be more limited by our shovels than anything else here, but we'll do a quick tour run, see if we can't pick up any stragglers. This hole is less formidable now than it was. That's kind of good. How much we got left? Just like half a stack? That's what I always wonder, like, what's the right time to turn back? I don't think we're going to get to the point of breaking this shovel, but I don't want to over harvest sand and then just leave, a bunch of it sitting, forget, have it despawn, and just waste the effort. Oh, I think we're doing alright. What's up, Bunny? My cat gave me one of your feet, so I don't have to kill you. He was oddly reassured by that potentially savage comment. So, now we go back and we see how we're doing on stone. I mean, I know we're not quite there because to have some support into the roof, and I think that's what we'll do. We'll kind of try to make our roof sectioned, kind of rise with the posts, and we'll bring those all the way up to whatever the roof height is, wherever it curves back to. But then maybe do some wood slabs or paneling or whatever, or combination with some stairs and all that as the main slope of the roof, and maybe do some skylights in the sections in between with extra glass. So we got a lot of glass to need, but we also, can't just cut short on stone bricks and stone. So it's a dilemma. We at least got one more. We can unload all these. Okay, we're pretty good on sand now. even if we get into the lava farm. Let's go. Speaking of which, let's reset. Let's use these doors. We never use this anymore. It's such a straight shot instead of the ladder. Whee! Oh man, that was so early. That was like our first little patterning. We had to figure out the design. I think we did okay. Well, we seem to be going so slow down the stairs this time. Okay, we still got some lava. Well, now, had we just maybe pulled some more out of there? Let's get that out first of all. Why we have cobble still sitting in here, I don't know. Let's go. Oh, maybe the quarry's too far away. Maybe that's a difference in it. It's slowed down. It's possible. Oh, now I don't. Oh, I got these stone. Man, oh, we gotta push back a little bit too, so we can use this cobble. Getting a bit more looks like that's about it for these buckets. We'll have to... I know there's some underneath over there. We could go down a layer. Maybe that's what we need to do. Use this. Ooh, that wasted one. Yeah, we'll see. See, now we become slaves to the machine, though. You know, as powerful and as good as it is, now every day we're just... Every day, man, like, constant. Every time we turn around, we gotta feed that thing more lava. Keep turning the stones around. It's never ending. Never ending. Alright, shovels. What are we gonna do now with all these extra shovels that we got? Whistle? Whistle at them, Burn? I think a few here. Probably okay. We can pull this one back. It's tough to tell. I got my place a little more opened up today since it was so warm. It's really warmer than I need. But I celebratorily did the great thermostat adjust today, which is here in Colorado in particular, and we don't have a lot of humidity. So I've always, having grown up in the upper Midwest, where despite cold winters, it also gets fairly warm and humid, relatively speaking, to Colorado in the summer. So, you know, I was used to, you know, much of the summer, 95 and humid throughout, you know, and that's something a lot of people don't think of if they think of the kind of northern tier of states. So, yeah, it can be real hot in the summer, you know, triple digits and 80% humidity. That's, you're going to get those a few times a summer, and you know, for a long time, people survived just fine without having air conditioning. How did they do that? Well, you know, there was a little more understanding amid the world that you didn't just, you know, expect everything to work independently of the weather. You functioned in the world, and the world sometimes did change, and you know, you maybe had to take it a little easier when it was in the middle of a heat wave in the summer, or at least, you know, take the breaks. And you know, the long midday meals and things like that were much more reminiscent. I mean, look at Spain, you know, with the siesta and the cultural adaptation of this is the worst time in the day. We'll actually relax and you know, do our work and stuff early, finish that up as needed late, but our day and our activity is based around what the climate tells us is the least difficult times to affect work. You know, so don't try to work when it's just cooking outside. That's when you lay low in the shade and kind of get your relaxation in. You finish up work that needs to be done in the late afternoon and evening, and then you can eat late when the sun's going down and it's cooled off and gets nice and pleasant and enjoyable. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that wall yet, but with these torches we should be fine. Here we'll need more. Something there, and then these. Okay, so this is primarily just to dump gear, but let's make what bricks we have. Pretty good batch. We gotta make some wood color decisions and all that that as well. We can kind of frame in our cells to prevent them bouncing, outside and causing havoc just with the slabs. But we don't have to have anything atop those. I think that the pillars to whatever height, and here we can basically be at full height. We can start our roof and then maybe just, inch inch it upwards as we go, maybe raise that one up more. This is kind of where it starts. By here it's another block, and each of these is a block higher. And through slabs or step pieces or whatever, we raise it gently to get to those levels. And that would be, so if we're at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blocks high, maybe out to 9 on this one with a little reverse curve back. So I mean that's pretty up there, right? I got the bed. I didn't sleep. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking as we go, and maybe starting on our outer wall here and building this side first will give us that context of what works, what doesn't. But let's do this. I think planks, not logs. I think we've kind of used the log bit a few times already, and I like it. Obviously, I like it. I wouldn't use it if I didn't. But let's just go oak. We'll do some kind of an accent for the gates, maybe. A dark oak or spruce or something, maybe. Why did I never finish all this? Why am I just noticing now? Never ends. But we'll have this to make it not monochromatic. An accent wood of some kind to mix it in. Again, the acacia with the sandstone we're loving over at the tower and the fort. So we'll kind of save that. This is a bit more the traditional look and feel of Minecraft builds. How many stone, brick, and oak structures have you guys seen in your course of playing this game? Probably a few. Maybe that's what the little splash screen was alluding to, is that Tyrion really likes stone, brick, and oak. That's what they meant to say. Okay, now we need these few. Can you fill in here and here? Oh, not there yet. Who knows what what incorrect act I performed there to get that ready. All right, so we got all our little interior walls, I think. Now we'll hang our slabs. Let's just go ahead and do this. I don't have enough. And we should get enough stone brick to fill in this floor, too. Because that's nasty. Alright, so we fill in here. If we do this successfully, I think we might be able to cautiously say we've got the whole floor level done. Something. 2 episodes later. Alright. Win there. Now we start doing the slabs. And again, these allow them to communicate through. We'll let the little... We may switch that whole back wall, really. We'll see once it starts rising up above what we want to use. I was thinking maybe some wood paneling where it doesn't make sense to have glass. And then the only place where we don't really want these interior dividers is in the farmer section, because there we want them to be able to have what they consider unrestricted access to the beds. So that's the next. Well, that's the thing. We're not gonna do it. We won't put slabs where we aren't supposed to. Mission accomplished. But here we haven't put up any. Oh, and this is where we did our lanterns before. Do we want to do something like that again? It would require some kind of blocks up above, but even that might be pretty cool. Let's take this out. Let's get these in. Right, so farmers, they don't want any in between because they want to be able to know that the beds are there. Here. Whoops. Don't get stuck. Alright. Let's, I never did grab the bamboo. Oh, well, we can do all this. Yeah, we can do that. So I got an idea, because again, I don't think I may extend these stone pillars all the way up, but above them, I think I'd like it to just be open air as the roof rises. That's why I put all the torches, so that we'd have, and we'll have to modify those to be torches on the upper parts of the columns instead, but we can do that. I think here and here will work. Right, no mess. We didn't do any torches in this row of cubbies. I know we talked about, let's just get in some villagers and go. I kind of agree. A big part of me kind of agrees, but a big part of me also knows that this will take 4 times as long as if I try to figure it out each time we're in here, right? So, we'll see. This may be a lone exception here. I don't know exactly how we'll handle that when it comes to styling. Alright. Let's go at least there, 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 there. I don't know, enough around that we can kind of make our way. Now we didn't. I've already used up all those slabs. That's amazing. More slabs. Okay. Now here's what I'm. Oh. What I'm thinking, we won't do anything in there if we do. Got my axe already. So if we do this, and then this, then we can get these out of there. this may be a little... Oh, man. Now, I guess why fight this? Oops, more than I have to. Okay, so these would be each of the 3 internal lantern anchoring spots. Again, I really like that. I think this is worth a little bit of bouncing around for. So this gives us that mountable spot. It's not a half, so we can hang lanterns inside each of those. Okay. Quality work, folks. It's a good thing there's no need for inspections around here. Okay, so next up, now we will switch back over to you. And let's, well, we set it, and I think I want to do it. Let's go all the way around. We won't fill here, but we'll... at least fill in. It's so funny. I said I've opened up the house. It's pretty warm out. I know I got distracted from the story too. Sorry. But all the just slightly different sounds that you hear when, and I've had windows open just a few times. I'm on a ground floor, and as I think I've said before, I'm actually like rolling the dice. I have one of those like curtain screen doors. It's got magnets in the middle, and it kind of hangs like a curtain rod in front of an exterior door, and it pulls shut. They're really cheap, and they're nothing fancy or great as this will show, I think, but you know, they do a pretty good job. The average mosquito won't just fly in just because they sense more shade or anything like that. But they don't prevent a full, or don't provide a full barrier on the surface of your home. So it's not just secure, for one thing, and for the other thing, I am right at like parking lot level and all that. So I don't just leave windows open and stuff when I'm not around, any of that. So I think, getting back to the game here, we're gonna run just a single row of wood around everything but the kind of south-facing and wraparound glass. I think that will give us kind of a transition from floor, ground height to what we're going to consider our ceiling. Oh man, we don't have a bridge. I don't really want a bridge across the... I don't want those tied together. They're walkways. There's no purpose in having anything there, so I'm not going to put it in just for the sake of having it. But here, we want 2 of those just to match everything up. Alright, now I know... Well, maybe I do. We'll see if I can wrap this glass around and have a whole nother layer done. That's cool. But yeah, I'm hearing all these, like the sounds of the AC and everything of other places I can hear. And I think I was just on the point of saying I was celebratory adjusting my thermostat. I don't have to, because I live on the ground floor, so I have my windows face south, and that's actually pretty nice because, over probably a third of my area is is covered in a porch that's also the apartment above me's deck, right? So it's shaded and doesn't get heat right on that area. And then the next level up. Sorry, I gotta think a little bit. That's my real lesson. I should learn not to start these stories when I'm going, but what I can do while I'm talking and not have to overly think it is put in some of these guys. We should just start wherever we're working from and not over, because I mean once it's 2 up we can't place anymore. Now these want to actually be up 1 more, right? That's I knew it was happening after I did it. Like, oh no, I can't do that. Do I still have some scaffolding? Yeah. Let's fix this just by having an opposite corner, so I don't have to run around to fix it when I do leap off. I can just be like, oh yeah, I try to do that. So we need that. This I don't care about, and this is what I was really initially thinking. Okay, so the story again on the windows and living on the ground floor. Yeah, it's a little less private. Like I rarely have my blinds open and stuff like that, just because anybody driving around can basically look right in at whatever I'm doing. I'm not, again, I'm not overly worried about that. And frankly, I'm more worried about glare when I close blinds or anything else than I am at all about people. Obviously, if I'm changing or something like that, obviously I don't want people or somebody just standing out in the bushes watching me sleep. That would be weird, but you know what I mean. I don't. It doesn't bother me, the idea of being on a ground floor or having that level of visibility. So I don't know. Kind of that one I just fell. It kind of feels like this will work, I think. I'm gonna have a nice layer of light to protect these beams. I mean, I could half slab them back up too and not even worry about it. Maybe that's something to consider. Do another half slab above these. They would look solid and full. They'd just be offset and nothing could spawn. These are going to go all the way up to the ceiling. I don't have to worry about doing the rest of the torches or anything. What do you guys think about that? Oh, sorry. Hit the mic again. I'm kind of down with that. I think that looks better than just a, layer after layer of torches. So, we'll undo. Thanks for your time and your watching. We'll keep those because I'm going to leave those as is, I think. Just for the pillars, but to keep them looking consistent, we'll. Oh, that was the torch in the middle. I was like, man, I missed one. We'll keep those going. So let's go make some more slabs. Get that torch. How many other torches did I lose along here? I mean, we needed quite a few, right? We got 33. Let's just do more. We got loads of oak, right? That's our reason for doing it. So now, grab a bunch more of those. Let's go all the way down to where we can start most efficiently. Boom, boom, boom. So this, like our offset floor in the tower, This ensures that no mobs will spawn on these oak blocks, right? Anything that's not on a level can't spawn mobs. So, good for us there. These we gotta just kind of dance around here for a bit. But not too bad. A little bit back. Over to here. Oh, I think that's gonna be the ticket. Wish I had a pet here to bounce the ideas off of. Boom, boom, boom. Boom. Don't need any in the farmer area. Boom, 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 boom. Now we can even do at least a few more of these. We're a bit vulnerable until all this gets done. Well, let's wait and do those after we do a side. Because I don't want to just have, pillars up in the night sky, way above our heads, totally out of sight and forgotten, and then, anyone has a random guest on it. So, this is the side we're going to do. And how much more glass? Oh, we haven't even done this. Never mind. Hang on. Do the full project, then go on to the next one. Night coming here a little bit, but maybe we can even get all this done if we can up our tempo a little bit. Not fall off or make any mistakes. Look at this. Ooh, not sure I would make that. Alright, good. So now we even used our scaffold to go down instead of just jumping. Did I pick up the... I guess we could leave the bed in place now. Okay, so I think, don't hold me to it, but I think we've got all our slabs. We've kind of got nicer things. The lights are going to stick up in the middle, lanterns hanging down, so they'll be kind of capped, on the support beams in between. I think that looks okay with the lanterns down below and the light in the middle. That'll look pretty good. So next up, we want as much glass, as much brick, and a good variety of oaky stuff to play with. Like 40 of those will be fine, and then that supplements our slabs a little bit. So what we basically want is to come up with a repeatable pattern we can use on each side that will transition us up to the next line of roof, right? And then can be mapped all the way across. And like I said, I think I'd like to do some skylights along even this solid part of the roof, and I'm calling everything up to this point is solid. Maybe this will be more maybe these two will be more semi-solid, because I want to do some things with the support pieces, kind of tie those together in a spider web on the glass. But when we get to the edge of the actual cells, this will be what we think of as our solid roof sections. But even those are going to have skylights either going across in threes on the cells and maybe just running continuously in the middle of each of these, or through two sections each with maybe just a little bit to show some support between the sections, all the way up. So we want to, and I should just check this because I'm not sure before we really get going. Can you make half slabs? I don't think you can, but that's a bummer. I was wishing it would be true, but that's all right. We'll make do because the glass can kind of hang down in the various sections. But I think that we may not be able to easily recover from without a run. Do we? Yeah, that's right there. Just in case of future accidents. Okay. So between here and here, we could just do slab block, like slab block, slab step, and I need to decide, is this the level of that floor, or does it go up one higher in our climb, and are we steeper? I think I want to keep it pretty flat as it grows. And I think here's kind of my thought. So let's just map this out and see. And if we do this, hopefully we don't need emergency apples at any point in this building process. I won't put it past myself. If we do that as kind of our pattern, then across we would have continuous slabs, and I'm not going to try to fill those in at all. Maybe just in the transition in this one right here, but otherwise it's going to kind of, and we may do stuff around the posts actually to kind of show support for the roof as it rises up from the back end of each one. Maybe. I don't know. No promises. Oops. Now that I say that, that's a goofy little weird. That was nice that it jumped into my hand, though. Here. Okay. Now, here. We'll leave that one for a second. Here. Oh, well, yeah, this is roof, right? So, yeah, this isn't just going to be open to the sky because it's a walkway. It's going to be a roof. But we may want to go from this side. Sorry, thinking as I go here, correcting myself. Then here. Boom, 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 and boom. And then I think we'll need an axe before we need a pick. Boom. 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 These will be 3 deep, I think. That's a leftover. Slabs here. No light for that one. That's all right. Nothing could spawn in there anyway, right? That's kind of intentional. I think I made a. Oh no, I already put the glass blocks in there, so that's good. That's a leftover. Boom. And then here and here. Okay, right? Bear with me. Now, all the rest of this we fill in with our glass. And our stone pillars. And we'll just raise up and repeat that pattern with the windows climbing on the sides. They'll have the appearance of support, so that would be windowed. Here we got to figure out this side too. That's maybe next time. I have no idea how far we've gone, where we are at in this. Let's just try to get the glass in, whatever glass we have first, and then we'll come back around and fill in the holes. But the important part is, that'll be next. After we get this, if that's my roof and it's just then repeated modules as we go, cool. We can manage all that. It'll be pretty slick. Obviously, with all my typical struggles aside, but once anything is repeatable, it's pretty good. But again, I think that's going to get us way up on this end without just being a ridiculous slope. Okay, here we want a piece of wood, I think, just to finish this out, and then a piece of glass. Nope. How about here? I mean, what do we do? Because I'm not going to dig out the hill, right? So do we just do wood paneling? Yeah, maybe we do wood paneling all through here. We got lots of oak, right? We've always said, if there's one thing we got, it's oak. Let's do the posts first, because we'll never need a pickaxe. So posts, that one's already done. Little tedious, I feel it too, guys. But hopefully this will seem pretty worthwhile by the time we're through and done. I guess we're gonna have to just these guys don't get windows. They didn't pay for the premium suite. But it's gonna have open air above. Let's go sleep. And again, could have done window panes on some of this, I guess. That would have helped with from a resource standpoint, but if you're not gonna use a massive block of of glass for your southern exposure mountain home or anything either, I guess. So maybe I'm crazy, but at least for the roof you can't. And if you can't use the same throughout, this is my justification. I'm going to stick to it. That's actually all right. I kind of went with the the stone brick in the middle, I don't hate that. Like, all right, maybe there's a part that where there was real wall, we had to shore it up or kind of built in some additional support out of that. I can get with that. So now we will finish what we started on. Get all these raised to level. Try to go figure that out on the other side from the top now. But I think keeping this wood level is kind of important. So that will be here. And here. Here. Might as well get this one posted. So I guess we should really get all this stuff done. But, again, you're not going to have dirt into the inside of your building. I think this would stay as wood panel rising up to the height of the ceiling, right? And that's certainly going to be up above these, but we'll at least go up this high. We can keep modifying as we go. But now here we're above ground level, right? So this would be a post regardless, but here I think we start, like we had kind of initially done. These will then become windows again, like anything else on the other side. And these are windows. And then here, we got one more post, right? Now here and here. The other part here is we will probably need some light up on our roof. If it's not off or half slabs, we can half slab some of these. Maybe all this and this next one. Eventually, we balance back out. We'll see. For now, I want to get it covered, and I'm less worried about the mobs outside than getting the villagers inside. Without posts, though, this becomes a real pain in the... Oh, no, we go all the way across here. Right? Except maybe there. But we can break those. What do we want to do on those? Do we keep them low? Do we step them up? I think we step them up, right? So that would be there. We won't have that one on this spot, but here, that's this one. And this one. And this one. And this one. This one. Clear. Oh, now we need to back into axe mode. That one's gone. Here. And here. Okay. Now... steps, I guess. Any misses? Anybody see anything that I'm not seeing? Just, feel free to tell me what I missed in the comments, and I'll find it later. So again, unfortunately, and I think, no, it's the next one here that we'll do. Oh, I think, I don't know. I mean, should I half slab those just to save more? We got oak, right? Why am I even sweating this? Just go for speed. That, that, and then blocks all the way across, right? Block. I mean, yeah, technically, once you're up, you might as well slab those, but I don't know. We'll see what it looks like from below. It's maybe a little bit easier to just drop the steps on like this. I wonder if we'll have enough. Remember we were going to harvest the fields? And we were low on lava buckets. Time to get back, I think. Okay, now on these at least, we can lean. We don't even need our scaffolding yet. Yet. We will. Nothing there. Here. And then these we had slabbed, but we're out enough, but not. Why did that one hurt? Just go down to the opening. I mean, I think that looks pretty good, right? They each get a skylight. I mean, these guys are living it compared to World 2. It transitions at the little steps, so all that looks even. I don't know. I'm good. Yeah, we waste a block. Who cares? But yeah, now these will be slabs across here. At that transition, we leave. Was this 2 now? So I think this we do go across. And I'm just saying this because it's how I think I want it to look rather than any. But that, I think, gives more of an indication that, oh, yeah, every so often you can't just have a building cut in half by windows. It's got to have something in between. Not that a wall of glass isn't a little bit of a challenge to that idea. So, how's this feeling to people as it takes shape? That'll be glass. We might as well use some of this stuff as we go, and then do a full restock and start back over again when we get clear. One thing I would like to do though, because we're going to, we went all the way across with the half slab. So never mind. Let's just try to finish out this whole course with glass. Dark. Good thing we're going to end up over the water. We can just dive in and then climb into bed all wet. Wet clothes on our sheets. That would be awesome, right? Totally the way to work efficiently. Oh, that's the one thing we can't do. Don't misplace glass. All right, we got an edge up here though. Three. Doesn't matter. Let's just do this a little bit. little left over. Oh, splash down. Sleep. Well, that's pretty good. We could run all the way back down and yeah, we might as well, I guess, do the half slabs row across. I mean, I like it. Now, yeah, that one was always clear. So, oh, just peeled it right off. That superior axe skills there. Actually has nothing to do with it. It's when you have when two slabs come together within the space of a block, they will always pop together. When they're divided, then okay, we have no more glass. That was our cap point. Is that right? Let's take a look. What all do we have? Oh man, I don't know. You guys tell me. Should I not be getting excited? I think this is could be pretty good. I know we haven't done anything with the anything with the villagers. I do not like. Oh, can we? Well, I guess we can do this. I don't like trying to get. Now we're outside the building. Great. Maybe an access door. Although I really don't like having doors around my villagers. Missed the chest. I figured that was a little bit too much, but I thought if I caught the edge of the chest, I'd be all right. All right, so we'll just stick this up. That was something I forgot, but it's so much easier to catch into, well, or is it catch onto the scaffolding kind of when you can see where it comes up than just trying to stand on it when it's high? I don't know. Anyway, very good progress here. Let's store all this stuff. Again, we feel like we're pulling it out in no time. Store those two. We do have more logs, but we don't have glass, right? Glass is what we need. Stop distracting yourself. Go get it. I'm gonna take a little sip of a drink here. I think they're gonna love it. I mean, they're gonna be like, dude, this is like a lodge. We got sunlight and turtles. Beach out the windows. I mean, yeah, we can't go out, but it's danger. You know, you just hype the danger. You're like, yeah, that's not cool. It's like swamps. Never go and explore a swamp. They're scary and dangerous, and they smell a little bit like decay. Not that that's really bad. It just is. It is what it is. You gotta understand that that's an important process of our earth cleansing itself, and then you don't get as offended. You know, oh, it smells. I don't want to be here. Okay. I know, lots of ums. This is gonna be an ummer for the epic books. An episode for the record books, maybe. Well, I think that's good enough. Let's go flip our sand. Not sandstone. And I think this is probably the time to do it. If we're gonna do it, let's swap when we refill the lava, because we got a lot of bricks for those pillars. I mean, we may need to come back and get some more, but I think with whatever we have down there now, we'll be pretty well, because we're not doing long walls or floors or anything, and we're not doing any of the roof in stone. Those are just the pillars. So, you know, a stack gets all the remaining for the furthest tallest row, and then you count in from there. It's pretty good though. So we need to. don't know. I don't know how far we have to pull to clear all this. Do we have more chests? Never just have the bare minimum of chests, people. Always having an extra kind of a good thing. But we'll deal. Do the old chest shuffle. Full chest shuffle, look at that. Okay, now let's take all these. Let's grab those and fill them. Let's pull that. Wait, why? Oh, because the hopper. You. Now, pull you guys all back. Oh, it's gonna be tight. We gotta move some of that, or at least go get a chest. But let's quick get the lava. I don't think I can cook a whole stack before we do that. There's those. That. So yeah, we'll make some utility chests over here. I thought we'd done or talked about that at least, but I guess not. Alright, reload the lava. The lava? You say lava or lava? I've always said lava. But I know that's not how it rolls in all parts of the world. Quick dump boat trip. Get a bunch of oak. Oh, we were supposed to be making chests. Go, go, go! Roll like the wind, Hambbage! We may have to cut a little channel into that outer outer bay. But then we would miss out on all our turtle friends. They're so cool. We should really get some of them breeding too. I'd like to kind of make a sanctuary kind of area for them. Oh, we still gotta fix that. How many times will we boat over that and get all bounced around before I finally deal with it? My guess is around 18. Just out of nowhere. Okay, now we're just dumping. I almost got sucked into. Oh, now can we build? No building. Just boat and go. Back out of here. I don't have anything to do about the magma. Let's try to swing wide if we can. Come all the way here tight against the turtle point. I am having fun with this little build, though. Again, I'm kind of losing sight of the fact we gotta get some villagers in there and get them going. But we haven't done as much on the base build as we had. I think you guys can probably hear. As I start to go, I don't like looking forward to builds. That part kind of gets to me. But when I'm in it, oh, I love them. All right, we need a bunch of chests. So we just always need to have chests. Okay. These go down. Hopefully we haven't had our awesome stove outperform us. But I'd kind of like it if we had. Not gonna lie. That should cover our chest needs. Wait, what was it that we were freaking out about? That wasn't that full. What was I? That's all sand. Oh, because I pulled out all the other stone, maybe? I don't know. Suddenly it felt like we were like on the brink of overfill. You guys are probably like, what's he carrying on about? And now we have weird little split stacks of glass. Okay, now I think any empty buckets would have come back through. Let's run back upstairs one more time. Get one more bucket, because why I don't just have that thing maxed out, I don't know. It's silly. Then, it's the long-awaited and eagerly anticipated crop flipping time. Crops, animals, bamboo. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do everything once. We'll see what our time is actually. we may already be up against it. I totally lost track. When I get into that building thing, just doesn't matter. You know, who knows what I've said? I hope I haven't been offensive or embarrassing to anybody. You just kind of lose all track. That's what I wanted. Just one piece. Fill in whatever hole we make. I don't think so, though. You know, it's not when people say that, it's not like you like go out of your mind when you lose yourself in a project, but you know, you can definitely just kind of check out a little bit of your surroundings. You can also straight up miss. All right, so that gets us a little more cook time. Not that we've yet come back to it completely idle, but we'll see what our farm day does. Now, next up, we need a iron sword. An iron sword. Sorry, that's one of those deals. Sleep. Sip. Wonderful. Oh, got one. Oh, because I made 8 and I just used them all, right? Do we have... Let's... I think we still... I think Oak's still in the lead. Let's do this. Make more chests. More than we need. We'll put a couple out by our sugar cane. We've got some already out by our bamboo. Ow. I was trying to eat breakfast, man. And you're on fire anyway. Oh, and I pushed you into the tree. Guess you were gonna... at least I got some arrows back. Are we getting over here? We're playing... Oh, man, I slept and I got a sip of my drink. I didn't look. Oh, man. I'm sorry to say, guys, I don't think we're going to get all the way through the farm. But we'll push. We'll try to get a lot done. Least critical to harvest probably is our bamboo, but since we expanded it, we might as well. Makes that awesome bamboo kind of drum type sound. I always like the water fountain bamboo tip fountain kind of thing. How is it? People know what I'm talking about. You know, in the one that I knew as a kid that, you know, it just absolutely fascinated me was at a Japanese restaurant, kind of what's the chain? Hibachi. Hibachi style. I think, right, the Hibachi Inn or whatever is the chain. That's kind of everywhere. I mean, post-COVID, who knows how they do? Right? Come sit by some strangers and eat some dinner. Hopefully, I always like those. I mean, another thing as you get a little older, maybe you don't just go gorge yourself on sticky rice and, man. Sticky rice and, you know, stuff fried before your eyes in just a bottle full of cooking oil. But it's awesome. I love it. I would if I could. Man, I love the shrimp, the little chicken liver appetizers. The one place that we went as a kid that was not a chain. It was it was the same style, the hot griddle kind of cooking right in front of you. Was so awesome. It had very similar food, right? It was kind of that same deal, but you would get the soup and a little tiny salad kind of thing to start. And, so you got these, as a kid with your family, you got kind of these courses. And it was a place we only went on special occasions. See how much that iron sword got wrecked, by the way? That's why I didn't want to use diamond on it. Okay, next up, these boxes and the sugar cane. Okay, so hibachi style restaurant, good food. They also had this. They had two kinds of sauce that they would use, bring you for your food. And I imagine the one I don't remember at all was kind of like a soy-based sauce. I'm sure, kind of a brown sauce that you could dip your steak and your food into. And I think they referred to it as a steak sauce. And then they had one that they called a shrimp sauce. And I don't know. I mean, as a kid, it was probably like ketchup and mayo or something like that. I don't know, but it was kind of this like pinkish, a little bit thicker sauce. Oh, I don't know what the combination of flavors was. Obviously, it was a little more than that. This was a nice restaurant, and they would give you more of that, and I liked it so much on the rice, particularly like the white sticky rice, just plain. It was awesome, but after you'd been there a few times and you figured this out, I even haven't put it on like the fried rice, and it was just to die for. I would have a heart attack now if I tried to eat some of that stuff, but it was great. Well, anyway, on these nice occasions, and again, this wasn't like a kid's family style restaurant. It was a little more upscale, I would guess, than my recent memories of the hibachi places. When we went as kids, it was best behavior with your parents, and you'd be sitting at a table with people you didn't necessarily know, right? So, I mean, the full nice manners and all that kind of stuff, on display. But when you had to wait, because it wasn't like a kid's restaurant, they didn't have any like games or anything when you were waiting to be seated. But they had this, what was probably just like a little corner of their little lobby by the reception desk, hostess stand. And in it, they had I still remember some of the art on the wall. They had like a painting of, and it was kind of the thin brushstroke style painting. And I don't think these were like prints or something, right? It was somebody that come in to decorate this themed restaurant. They had a couple of sumo guys with like the modified shaped skulls that were more prolonged, and then they had like a suit of samurai style armor that I thought was awesome. It was kind of, I knew enough of castles and steel armor and all that as a little kid, seeing the Japanese style of armor as a comparison was oh man, that's so cool. I ate it all up. But they also had this little like bamboo garden indoor thing, with a little tiny like koi pond thing, and at the side of it had just a what I now would guess was just small gauge pump that ran a little fountain out of the wall, and it would slowly fill this hollow bamboo tube on a pivot. And when the bamboo tube filled enough, it would turn over and dump out the water, right? All the water that accumulated inside the bamboo would tip and dump, and it would kind of make this resonating sound, not like a gong or anything in the restaurant. It would just be a little like kind of wooden plop hollow sound, but enough of a percussion. Think your early introduction to music type classes, or whatever, where some of those very basic percussion type instruments are there. And like a A hollow dowel can be a percussion instrument. You can, tap it with a mallet. Well, this is effectively the reverse. You're tapping a tube onto a catch bar, so you get the water flow, the rush of water flow, along with these repetitive taps. Very cool stuff, and just a fun memory of a use of bamboo that you wouldn't necessarily expect, but one that I've always enjoyed the memory of. Well, we're grinding here. I don't know how many crops we're gonna get through before we run out of time. And I didn't really make a clear comparison. It's probably been 5 minutes since the last. There we go. Since the last time I looked. And then we just did the potatoes and the sugar cane so far. I mean, it would be nice if we could get all the beads. But wherever we get to, we'll continue on and kind of start the next episode. I've had a wonderful day. I may break my rule and kind of I'll get up, right? Obviously it goes without saying. Kind of go stretch the legs and maybe make sure you can sit still for another couple hours without any issues. So I'll take care of all that and also at least enjoy what's probably now cooling off. Check my loose screen door to see that hopefully nothing has made its way in. I keep a can of the kind of like heavy duty raid stuff, and not as like, oh, spray the spider, I want to kill it kind of deal, but okay, we still got enough time to at least do like 2 more. More along the lines of I open up in the spring, or if I'm going to leave the doors with these looser screens open, I'll spray the concrete of my patio and just the material of that, hoping that will kind of repel any rodents or bugs or anything, and I'll smell that and kind of be like, oh, I don't want any part of that. Now, how much of that then gets blown back in, I don't know. I usually coat, hoping to make a barrier, and I don't know if that makes any difference whatsoever, but it makes me rest a little easier and enjoy my space, so I'm going to stick to it. We've got walls, and we got lots of torches, and I'm hoping we can finish this row of pumpkins and sleep without any mob drama. There may be some lingering, but we don't have to leave this field area for a while. We got a couple more crops to deal with. We'll see. This is my only axe, though. And again, no hurry to do the watermelons, right? We want to get some mending on our Silk Touch axe before we really begin with that. But I mean, look at how many pumpkins. Once we get going with our farmers, ooh, oh, I don't have a bed. Okay, that's a drawback. Run fast. Oh, that's the problem with the sprint run. If you don't time it just right, you don't make through little gaps very well. Sleep. Before we sleep, axe, because I am going to get up and walk around. But I will be back pretty quick. This is going to be a pretty continuous session for me now, and it's probably one more than I really intended to. But I think that could make all the difference. Get this done as a one-day project. So we'll sleep. When we come back up out of sleep, I will say goodbye. We just want to get back out to the exit screen and restart the app. Didn't we have like a double negatives once before? Almost never is an interesting concept. I don't know. That's not that profound to me, really. Anyway, maybe it is to you. Tell me how I missed out. As always, thanks so much for tuning in. Like I said, I'm anticipating being right back here again myself, but that could be days for you if you want between videos. So if you do, and when you do, even when I turn around quickly, I am going to step outside quick, get at very minimum, let your eyes adjust to not staring at a screen. Look off into the horizon, give them a chance to break their concentration. But also, stretch your legs, get the blood moving back up into your body from your legs. Kind of pools down there. You don't want that. And maybe you'll see something awesome out there in nature that you haven't seen before. Or just surprises you. Looks uncommonly nice on this given day. So take care of each other, and we'll see you next time. Bye now.